Hi everyone, my name is Elliot. I'm one of the two co-founders of Mnemonic AI, where we create buyer personas fully automated with artificial intelligence. Buyer personas, customer personas, product personas, there are many different names, but overall, personas are the fundamental tool for customer centricity. Today, customers expect a tailor-made offer to their needs and demands, and not a one-size-fits-all approach. Buyer personas provide you the insights you need to fulfill that. If you provide targeted offers to your customers, they will show your appreciation. The ROI of personas is impressive, but only if they are done right. Let's just take email marketing as an example. Persona-based emails are likely to be opened 2 to 5 times higher than average emails. They have an increase in click-through rates up to 500%, and the revenue generated by persona-based emails is likely to be 18 times higher compared to just broadcast average emails. So how does a perfect persona look like? There are certain components a persona should contain in order to make them most effective for your organization. They should be able to answer the following questions: who they are, how you can reach them, what are their drivers, what are their needs, what are their emotions, and how important they are for your business. We will look at the different questions in more detail now, for you to understand why those components are critical. A little disclaimer: we believe that personas should be 100% data-driven and free from any human bias. So if you do not have the budget or the time, don't bother. Don't use a template, just dump in some assumptions that you think are right about your customer base. Because as effective as personas could be, as misleading they could be if they are not done properly. So let's dive into the first two questions. Who are your customers and how they can be reached? You will find those answers to those questions mainly through the analysis of quantitative data, whether it's Google Analytics or also through Facebook audiences. So basically they are your target audience. Very high level, very broad, but it gives you a little understanding of the first differentiation between your different customer segments. Sections should include age, job, income, location, stage of life. If you create B2B personas, you should include things like the organization, the revenue, the title within the organizations, and so on. Here's a little example of Sylvia and Niels. These are two sample personas for a travel agency in Sweden, and the personas should reflect the current situation during COVID, not being able to travel abroad, etc. And you already see the differentiations here, and it's pretty clear that you have two different target audiences here. These two sections, on the one hand, helps you to create a rough overview, makes them more tangible, and also helps you with the targeting, whether it's on Facebook and LinkedIn, through interests and demographics. And if you get the chance to bind your product to one of the interests, do it. So as I mentioned, Google Analytics, also social media insights, are useful to extract this information. However, be aware that Facebook and Google will decrease the insights of the target audiences. So if you get the chance, try to extract the information through your CRM system. Ask them the questions and combine those questions internally. Until here, you're really in the sphere of target audiences, quantitative data analysis. Now, in order to answer the next questions, you're really moving into the qualitative data analysis, which is a whole new ballgame. So the next question to be answered is, what drives them? What are the needs of your clients? And we want to differentiate between pain points and goals. With pain points, the customer has an actual problem he wants to solve, and it is on you to provide him the solution to his problem. Goals is more like, here's an overall goal, and it's on you to provide the information on how to achieve his goal. If your offer can solve either a pain point or a goal, it is a match made in heaven. So let's look at the two different parts. We have Sylvia and Niels. Just a little background story. It's probably too long to read here, so feel free to go through the blog post to get a little more depth in what I'm trying to explain here. So basically, both have the same underlying need. Their travel plans came to a halt. But the go-tos on like how the problem should be solved is totally different. Let's look at this example. Sylvia is focusing more on budget-friendly, kids-friendly, but something extraordinary. Whereas Niels needs the luxury. He needs something beyond the ordinary. It does not need to be kids-friendly. It needs to be unique and special. So this should be also reflected in the ads copy. So for Sylvia, it is something like, show your family a side of Sweden they have not experienced before. Budget-friendly and kids-friendly hotels right here. For Niels, since his go-tos are completely different, the ad copy should state something like, stuck at home, find exclusive, extraordinary boutique hotels in Sweden that the world has not seen. Let us look at the next question. What are they feeling? Why is that question so important? Decisions are not only made for rational reasons. Emotions play a significant role. So you should focus on the attributes that they love and also maybe tell them why their fear is unfounded. Focusing on those emotions could be the most important differentiator in a competitive environment between you and your competitors. The analysis of that data is complex. You really need to look at quantitative data. So what are the people saying about the current situation, about your product, about certain features, and trying to extract that information. Good options could be surveys in this regard. So what are actually people are looking for, what are they feeling, etc. And use that information to create those sections. The next question is, how important are they for your business? We have Sylvia here, so she represents roughly 10% of your customer base. In a perfect world, when you created all personas, they should add up to 100%. So you get a clear understanding of who your most essential personas, customer segments are, helps you to allocate the budget, and also really decide which strategy to follow or which features should be highlighted, etc. So these are really the major parts a persona profile should contain. Maybe some more add-ons. Let's call it picture perfect. Or let's say a picture says more than 1,000 words. Do not make the mistake and put a gray avatar on your persona profile. Go out, find stock photos, or even yourself, Google GAN, and you can create real looking pictures of people that do not exist, but help you to really create a picture of your customers that matches the criteria and components of your persona profiles. Here's a little example. I think it is pretty clear. It makes the customer much more tangible and gives them a face. And this is really what you want. So once you answer those questions, take your time and write up a little bio, a little short vita of the persona. It makes them tangible. And this is going to be the first thing different departments going to read. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, just feel free to dump them down there in the comments or send us an email. If you want to learn more about persona creation, how AI can assist, and maybe how we can be of assistance, reach out to us and see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.